Mute while the standby is on, but I don't want to mute myself. Who the hell does he think he is telling me to mute myself so that he could play the standby? Not happening, guys. You know me.
Okay.
Hey, guys, I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry.
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry.
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry.
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry.
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry.
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry.
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry.
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry.
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry.
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry.
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry.
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry.
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
Okay, God, is that you, God? God?
Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
Okay, God, is that you, God?
4 minutes of this shit? Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
Okay, God, is that you, God?
4 minutes of this shit? Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
Okay, God, is that you, God?
4 minutes of this shit? Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really? 4 minutes of this shit? Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really? 4 minutes of this shit? Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really? 4 minutes of this shit? Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really? 4 minutes of this shit? Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really? 4 minutes of this shit? Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really? 4 minutes of this shit? Yes, it is my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's all talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
God, is that you, God?
4 minutes of this shit? Yes, it is, my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
God, is that you, God?
4 minutes of this shit? Yes, it is, my son. How can I help you? I'm the only one that's allowed to Talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
God, is that you, God?
4 minutes for this shit? Yes, it is, my son. How can I guys? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
God, is that you, God?
4 minutes for this shit? Yes, it is, my son. How can I guys? I'm the only one that's allowed to talk during this, not you. Sorry. Really, Chris? Really?
God, is that you, God?
4 minutes for this shit? Yes, it is, my son. How can I guys? I'm the only one.
You got it. Tech 9, let's go. KCMO, roll. I'm representing KCMO, roll. Yeah.
Well, what can I say? I mean, kids, right? I'm sorry, guys. Oh, you're muted still. So I heard you guys talking on there.
Yeah.
We made it interesting, at least.
I'm sorry. Let it sit. You can let it sit. It's all right. It happens.
But you really went and made a remix and all type of
remix.
No. I just got kids. What can I say?
Kids.
Well, shit happens. All right, guys. Thank you for being here today, guys. I am Chris Knight. It's the Rule of Three, Chaos Central, Real Review 3000. Same people as it has been for the past few times. Nzo here, Guyscar here. Great to have you guys again. Thank you, all you in the chat. I'm sorry about that wait. It wasn't 2 hours later.
Hope it wasn't that painful.
Got a nice little remix there. That just goes to show you that Chris is recording everything we do.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's yeah, I can go back and get it. I mean, it's not like I can't.
Watch him put something together and put it on an intro or something, man. I wouldn't surprise me.
Maybe.
Yes, my son. Yes, my son. Yes, my son.
I heard that.
He did ask for God. I was like, I'm right here. I'm right here.
That's what you think. This is not your. That's not. This isn't your stream, though.
No, I know, but
it doesn't work like that.
I'm still God.
But I'll come up with something better.
Just like Boba Fett to be out of that shit. You'll see. I'm next.
He's waiting to come back. I see him.
Poof, I'm back. See? God.
No, not God, but that's okay. Maybe close. Maybe a demigod, something like that. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, man.
All right, guys. Let's just go around. Nzo, go ahead and tell everybody about yourself, where you can be found, all that great stuff.
What up, guys? Biggaford Entertainment. You know the channel. You know what we do. Just check it out later on tonight. We'll have the OOC. And, glad to be here. Rule of Three, Chaos List, Chaos Conversation, all the shows we do. Appreciate everybody coming to watch us. So, peace. Thanks again, Chris.
Hey, not a problem. Thank you for being here. I appreciate both of you. I appreciate Danny, too, because you guys have helped make this a great thing, and it's going, and I can't wait.
You don't need to appreciate Danny, though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, he's not here, so I don't kiss his ass.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
I saw his name pop up.
Guys, go ahead. Oh, you see?
Yes. What? There you go.
Oh, shit.
The rule up.
See what happened?
It was the rap.
Talk shit and see what happened.
I didn't say anything, Danny. I didn't say anything.
I'll send you the recording later.
It was the rap, Danny. It was the rap. You gotta say the rap. It was the rap that got you back.
Dude. All right. So, Guyscar, go ahead, and then we'll get Danny. Danny, good to see you.
Guyscar from the basketball scenario. You can catch me on the Chaos Central channels Sunday on Biggaford's Entertainment WandaVision Roundtable at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. on Tuesday, the Khaos List, where we discuss 3 topics. Wednesday, 7 p.m. right here. And at 10 p.m. OOC. And yeah, you can also catch me on Twitch gaming at SKEEZ_75. And yeah, there too.
Cool. Exactly. All right, Danny.
And Chris, thank you.
What up, people? I am feeling much better, so I decided to jump on tonight. My wife did a kind thing. She bought another green screen, but it's too damn short, so I gotta fix that. I don't like that. That drives me crazy. But I just wanted to hop on with y'all. Like I said, it's been a minute. I don't know if Nzo told you or not, but I was diagnosed positive with COVID.
Oh shit!
Just now getting over that. So then I found today my whole family has it, so now I got to take care of them. But we gonna make it.
Awesome. Good to hear, man.
Glad you're doing all right, man.
Danny is back, guys.
Indeed.
Danny's saying, "Fuck you, COVID."
Yeah. Not at first I didn't.
First he's like, this sucks.
It sucks. But,
That's up. And my wife's cousin just called my wife yesterday and told her that she has it in Toronto. So yeah, it's fine. No fun.
I have watched a shit ton of TV though. Oh my god, I think I caught with everything I ever wanted to catch up with.
That's good. I see we got LEG, we got Austinator, Positive Candor, we got Dandelion Fluff, we got Shifty Gizm, Bees Nest Films, Shifty Gizm, David's here. Yeah, we got some people here. Good. Glad to have you guys here. Let's bring up the wheel. Bring up the wheel.
The wheel of love.
3 topics, but we got 4 people. That's fine. We're going to do it. And we're going to go ahead and see what topic number 1 is. Do you believe Disney is going to split the Star Wars timeline and decanonize the sequel trilogy? Do you believe that Disney is going to split the Star Wars timeline and decanonize the sequel trilogy?
I will go first.
Okay. Anzo's chomping at the bit here. He's going like, oh, I have got to answer this. All right. 3 minutes is on the board. Your time starts now.
Absolutely, positively not. There is no way they are going to do that. As Chris says many times, it would prove that they were wrong, and Disney doesn't really like to prove that they are wrong. What they will do is they will try to connect whatever they do with Luke into what happened in the sequel trilogies. But to completely get rid of them, that's not even... Listen, regardless of what we want to say about the movies, I know majority of the people think the sequels are trash, but at the end of the day, I believe every movie made $1 billion. So regardless of what we want to say, they still made money. Now, would they have made more money if the movies were better? Absolutely, they would have been. You know what I mean? If we got some good lightsaber battles, some good spaceship battles, because I love the spaceship battles in Star Wars too. I really do. But if we had that, I think they definitely would have made more money. But $1 billion is nothing to scoff at. There's only a handful of movies that have made $1 billion. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, Kathleen Kennedy's job is safe until her movies start to really flop. You know, we had Solo and it flopped. But again, that's 1 out of what? How many movies did you make? 5? The 3 prequels, Rogue One, and Solo. Yeah, 5, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
those are still good odds.
But not to mention, we're still talking also Mandalorian.
Right, exactly.
You know, there's only one failure in there you can point to, and
but that ain't hers.
No, Mandalorian's not hers. That's why I didn't really put it in. But
well, but she's in charge, so she'll get credit.
Yeah, it's under the Disney banner.
Yeah,
and if you watch, she did throw herself into the director's cut that they had or whatever, just to make sure that she was seen. You know, so But at the end of the day, they are not going to retcon those series. They will work around them, you know, but to say that they're going to just cut them off and make a new timeline, it's not going to happen. It's really not. Like I said, they will just make sure that Luke goes on the path of what we've seen in the sequels. But at the end of the day, that's it. They're not changing nothing.
All right. Who wants to go next?
Go ahead, Danny, if you want it.
Sure.
3 minutes. Go for it.
I'm going to disagree a little bit with Nzo. I do believe that if someone can convince Disney that changing the timeline and changing that will make more money, and the popularity of Luke Skywalker when he took off his hood or when people saw that green lightsaber, they lost their damn mind. So I think Jon Favreau has a very good track record, and I think they put him in charge now. I think Jon Favreau, along with Dave Filoni, if they can do a convincing rewrite and say, look, Luke Skywalker throwing a lightsaber over his shoulder and sucking some kind of alien milk, that shit ain't working. Nobody liked The Last Jedi, but let's do this. Let's build on The Mandalorian and how he did this, and this. You saw how the fans reacted to how they compared it to Rogue One and how they compared it to Luke Skywalker coming in on The Mandalorian. I've seen so many comparisons. A lot of the fans seem to like the kind of mixture of the light and the dark that Luke kind of displayed. If they could go back and do a rewrite that makes sense, I agree with y'all 1,000%. They're not going to get out and say we were wrong. But if they start seeing a direction that's going to make dollars and make sense, it can bring Skywalker and Luke Skywalker back to the prominence that all the fans want him to have. I'm still on the Mace Windu tip. I thought that would have been an even bigger what the fuck moment. But if they could do something like that and get it back to Jedi in a favorable light, I don't see why they won't do it, because at the end of the day, Disney want to make money. As many mistakes as we've seen them made, as many mistakes as Kathleen Kennedy has made, at the end of the day, they want to be profitable. And if somebody can show them a roadmap that's going to make them money and get them out this damn financial money pit they're in now, then I think they may take it, because right now the fans seem to be united. Or is united as much as I've ever seen them before in Star Wars as it comes to The Mandalorian. And that's in direct correlation with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni taking the reins and sprinkling their magic and doing it. So I think if it keeps being positive, keep making money, keep making sense, they can get George Lucas and Mark Hamill back on board and paint Luke in the most favorable light, they might retcon it. I'm not saying totally destroy it, but they might retcon at least retcon Rise of Skywalker. That was totally just I can't say enough about how disgusted I am with that movie, but I can see them retconning some of it and kind of reformatting it to the image that's more favorable to the fans, if it makes sense, if it makes dollars. So I think they could do some, but maybe not all, retconning the sequels.
Okay, let me just, because Shifty gives them in there. First off, Ahsoka, that was not changing, that was not twisting the timeline. And second off, Shifty, nowhere in the movies did it say that Ben was Luke's first apprentice. Anyways, it doesn't say that. We don't have that, so I don't know what you're talking about. Like, he already
had the academy established,
right? So it doesn't say that Ben was his first apprentice. So they didn't twist the timelines. All she did was went back and saved Ahsoka. That's it. So nothing else changed other than that.
Yeah. All right, guys, Scar, 3 minutes. Your time starts now.
Well, as much as we would love that to happen, like Nzo and Chris said, Disney is never going to do that, because it will definitely admit that they fucked up. We all know they fucked up, but by doing that, they will admit that they fucked up. I strongly believe that they're going to use The Mandalorian and all their other miniseries to link all those what the fuck moments and to make them make sense, and what they made in that trilogy. By far, I know as much as Danny wanted to see Mace Windu, Luke was the one that would make more sense for them to do in order to bring back that lure and get the fans back on board for all the new product that they're going to bring out. You know, just by doing that, the Luke series is already confirmed. So what they're going to do with that could be endless. All the Jedis that we know about, who did he train, his interaction maybe with Ahsoka even. It could be endless what's going to happen. And talking about money, they're going to make crazy money off these series out of pure merchandising and you know, toys, Lego. They're already making a fortune off that. But to debunk all the work they have done, no. You know, they already made enough money, like Nzo said, and Chris, and what's on there on the internet as well, almost close to $1 billion each movie. There's no way they're gonna destroy what they built. You know, some of those movies you just have to see them as individual movies, and look at it in that aspect and forget about it making sense with one another. Because myself, I like The Last Jedi. I mean, The Rise of Skywalker. I mean, but I looked at it as what he had to do in order. Yes, he gave the fans everything they wanted to see, but what he was able to do in the moment, the time, and all the other fucked up things that they did in the previous ones, my hat went off to him. He did a pretty good job in order to get that last hurrah chance that he had. But definitely, they're not going to debunk them. The Shifty's thing with Ahsoka, definitely not. It has nothing to do with the continuity of the storyline or anything like that. Yes, could that storyline be used in order to, you know, debunk it? Yes, but they're not going to do it. They're definitely going to just build on the series, maybe mini movie or story, another Star Wars story to make things make sense to the characters, but that's about it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. They said it. I said it. No. Disney won't even try, because any attempt to retcon, they didn't even. People say they retconned The Last Jedi. They didn't. They basically ignored it. Mm-hmm. They ignored it. They mentioned once in the whole movie, if that I remember, that Snoke gets killed. Mm-hmm. Other than that, they don't do anything to change that The Last Jedi happened. Mm-hmm. Kylo Ren is still in charge. He was in charge at the end of The Last Jedi. They just ignored The Last Jedi is what they did. So they don't ever go back. They go forward. Again, money, money, money. Their stock rose to almost what it was at the start of last year. By the end of the year, they are up 40 points over that in the first 2 weeks of this year. They're making money. They're not worried about money. They don't care. The only reason why we're getting what we're getting right now in these shows and stuff is because it is bringing in money, and they need to keep that money stream coming in. But if they can do it and attach it to what they've already done. Mark Hamill obviously got a hold of, or Favreau and Filoni got a hold of Mark Hamill, probably Lucas too, sat them down and said, listen, we're going to make it make better sense. We may not fix everything that you didn't like about that, but we are going to bring back honor to Luke's character. Mm-hmm. So at least we can show why he got that way. And maybe they pitched it and showed him exactly how they were going to go about it. And he obviously is on board. He was on board, they said, at the beginning of the season, working on, you know, what they were going to do. But Disney never goes back. Watch Saving Mr. Banks. The lady who wrote Mary Poppins was adamant that there was not going to be any animation in her movie. Walt Disney still did it. It's been around for the whole time that Disney's been around. Walt Disney did what he believed was best to get his vision out. Vanilla, generic fairy tales that didn't tell the true fairy tale, like The Little Mermaid or like Cinderella. These are dark tales if you do read the original versions of these things. He does his own thing, and people buy it. And until people stop, and you're talking about a multi-billion-dollar company, millions and millions and millions of people watch this, that would take everybody to stop before they would actually go back and say, okay, we were wrong. It's not going to happen. It's just not. Let's continue to talk about this. I mean, I understand what you're saying, Danny. But the retcon is going to come from telling the story we didn't get. It's going to be building up to it, not redoing it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And that's the best thing they can do, because they're not going to admit they're wrong. But they're going to at least say
they're wasting their time if they do that, because you already see what Luke's going to become. So why even show him awesome as he was in Mandalorian?
That's like saying,
okay, I'll tell you what.
I want to say something to that really quick here. Mm-hmm. That theory, then, the prequels never should have been taken, never should have been done, because we knew what happened. We knew what happened to Darth Vader. We didn't need to see it.
And one thing I will add to that is, if you can, because a lot of people did not like how Luke ended up in The Last Jedi. But if you can explain the story to how Luke gets that way, then even though people may still not like the Luke that they got, it may be easier for them to accept it. So instead of just building and change, because if they do that, right, if they change Luke, they're going to have to change every single sequel trilogy, and they're just not going to do that. I just don't see them doing that. They will move on, but I don't think they will change it. Just my opinion.
Anything else? Anyone?
Nah, I agree, man.
I mean, what are they going to gain by changing it? It's already been done. It's not like we're going to forget about it. It's not like they're going to stop selling it. I mean, could you split it? Could you? Sure. But Star Wars never really was that kind of a property. Doctor Who, you can split timelines because time is, in essence, what the series is about. Star Trek did it early on in the first 2 seasons of the show. Those 2 shows have precedence for time being split and different timelines and different things happening in different timelines. Star Wars, there's absolutely no precedence for it.
It wasn't until Rebels, but when the Rebels got that world between worlds, because more or less the writers wrote themselves into a corner. How the hell are we going to do this? Because now that world between worlds is kind of like Flashpoint. It's kind of like
multiverse.
The multiverse. That's what it is. They just hadn't explored as much as we've seen in DC and in MCU, but that's essentially is all it is. They could go there,
and they would have had to build that. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I'm just saying that's what they did in Rebels. Rebels give them the opportunity that if someone chooses to write a story about it, they could go to that place and change whatever they want to. So that's like shit just was said in the chat. They didn't. Ahsoka never got killed by Vader. Vader was about to kill her, and then that's when Ezra reached to the mirror and pulled her into that place, and then he's put her back in another place. So technically, I don't know if she's dead. I wouldn't say she died.
No.
But he just kind of moved from one spot in time and put her in another spot in time.
And because we didn't see what happens after that until now, like Ahsoka being in the real Mandalorian, we don't know if that actually changed the timeline. That could have been something that, like but always had to happen, right? So it's not like it just changed the timeline and everything is different now. He has some stuff he's talking about with Grogu. I don't know if he's talking about the books. I don't read the books, but at the end of the day, Disney can always say, "Oh, those books are not canon anymore." So,
I just have to add one thing though. The fact that we're getting this series, maybe in these series we might find out events that made Luke be the Luke that we got in the movies.
Right, exactly.
And it was a broken Luke.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, there's not. I mean, again, I point out that Luke wasn't this hero character. Yes, that was what he was built up to, but he's still that farm boy that didn't want to leave Tatooine inside. That guy is still in there.
Why
He
do you think?
didn't let that guy come and say Grogu. He looked like a badass.
Why did you say he didn't want to leave Tatooine? He always wanted.
Yeah,
to
he
leave
always wanted.
He
to leave.
did, but the second that Obi-Wan gave him an opportunity,
He said no. He had to go back.
Exactly.
Yeah. He did say
So
that.
when you say you want to go, it doesn't necessarily mean you do. He was tired with that life, but when he got an opportunity, he's like, well, but, and so,
But you can
that's
also
who he
say
is. He's this conflicted person inside.
No,
don't
no.
go save your friends because it's going to ruin your training. I've got to go. He has made these decisions in the past.
Yeah, but his thing could be the fact that he was loyal to his aunt and uncle because they told him that they wanted to, you know what I mean, not to go anywhere.
When they died, he did say, "There's nothing left for me here."
Right.
But that was the kick. That was the kick that said, "What are you going to do now?" You know, it's like we've taken all of your options away. It wasn't until he lost his hand and he realized, "Oh crap, I screwed up," that he realized, I got nowhere else to go. I have to go back. I have to finish. I mean, so he's always been that person that when that moment came back. So when Ben turns, perhaps he stops and he says, I've got to go back. What do I have to do? I have to go back to before I brought back the Jedis. I have to be what stops it. And the only way I guess he thought is to quarantine himself and shut himself off from the Force. Again, there's a lot that they're going to have to do to even make it
work
somewhat plausible. But that's what they're going to try to do.
Right. And one thing I will say, because Shifty Gism said they're going to put him or Favreau in charge of the company sooner or later. Well, not sooner because Kathleen Kennedy reports are she's extending her contract.
Yeah, and that contract goes to the end of this year in December. And don't think for a minute.
What, her extension?
No.
No, her original contract. Right, but they're going to extend that contract, what I'm hearing. So it's not going to be now.
Again, okay. Again, I have heard that Iger is stepping down. I'm still going to go out there and say that there's still a good chance she's going to get Disney.
Okay, so she gets Iger's job, and then Filoni and them get the Star Wars. But even if they do that, she's still in charge.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, I know she is, and that's the thing. But she'll be probably more tied up with overall, so she won't have. They'll have a little more leeway probably because they've gotten a lot of leeway already with this show. Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, everything's a long ways away, so I don't know why it did that. Hopefully, it didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, okay, good. All right. 2. Would you like to see a Jaden Smith Karate Kid crossover in Cobra Kai? I'm going to go back to making that full screen. All right. Make it like Lost. Lost was such a disappointment from everybody I talked to. Everybody hated the ending of Lost.
Hey. I didn't hate it.
Okay, I don't know.
People that hated it didn't understand it.
I never watched it, so I do not have a say in that. It's one of those shows I didn't make it on. So
that show was a great fucking show, man. That show was so good.
Okay. All right. Shifty Unit says it's going to happen. I'm making a video right now. Okay. 3 minutes. Guy Scar, you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
Honestly, I don't really care if he does or if he doesn't, but I don't think it's necessary. They have a good franchise as it is, and bringing in Jaden's, I guess to add color to it. That's what if they do, I feel that it will be because of that, because they feel there's not enough Black people on the show.
Well, they did just have that LA Times.
That's what I'm saying. So for me, it'll be fake ass of themselves to do so. If they're going to bring in one person, they shouldn't bring in a person. They should include everybody, right? You got Asian people that are there. You got white people. It's a little bit too white of the spectrum, if you ask me. But anyways, I'm sorry, guys. This whole racism thing and shit is just, there's no room for it. It's just I don't think they would be doing it for the right reasons if they do it now because of what was recently spoken about, right? The fact that they killed off that, her best friend who disappeared, why? Well, did they even say why she left? I think they mentioned that after the incident, they transferred her from school, right? That's what they said in the season, Anzo. That's what they said in the episode, right?
I don't remember, man.
Yeah, I think they said after what happened at the end of the year, that's why they transferred her to a different school or something. It's just unnecessary unless they bring in Jackie Chan, as as his master for a tournament. If they bring him in for the tournament as an outside, I can see if they do it that way, But to just bring him in the show for like a full season or something like that, I don't know. No, bring in other actors, up and coming actors, open the door for other people, develop them. But what, is he going to be wearing a skirt when he comes in, or is he going to actually be wearing a guy? Who knows?
Really?
See, yeah, really. Yeah, I'm going there, man. We live in, I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So no, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think they should do it. If they do it, they're doing it for the wrong reasons because of what recently was posted. And for me, that it's a reboot, different timeline. Don't mix it with what we had in the 80s, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. Give me just a second, Danny. JJ, $20 super chat. Just cause. Awesome panel and awesome chat. Hail 420. Thank you, JJ. Really, thank you, guys. We do appreciate super chats. I don't require them, but thank you, JJ. Greatly appreciate that. 3 minutes. Danny, go ahead.
The question was, do I think he's going to come over there? I think he is.
Do you want to see it?
I wouldn't mind seeing it. I feel quite sure that since Will Smith has his hands in it, he's going to try and keep his son relevant because his son has some negative publicity with some of his choices and decisions and different things going on. So the fact that this show is a popular show, why wouldn't you want your son or your family member or whoever you could help shine in a favorable light, not be a part of that show? Is it necessary? Not really, but would I mind seeing it or would I start watching it? No. I think it might be interesting because I think they're going to bring Terry Silver back next season, and he is going to be a dynamic addition to the show. So they may need someone just as equally dynamic, and Jaden Smith may be able to fit that bill. He may be able to show them a different style because it's kung fu versus karate. So he may be able to show them some pointers or something, a different technique or something, kind of like Mr. Miyagi used to show Daniel different things. So that may be something they go in there to show a little, maybe a fusion of kung fu and karate. So if they do it and they pull it off, I wouldn't hate it. I don't think it'll diminish the show any. I don't think it'll knock down the popularity unless it is coming there and just totally let him do some stupid stuff. But I think that they will keep him in check. I like the reboot of Karate Kid. In some aspects, I like it better than some of the original Karate Kids. Not the first or the second, but definitely the third one and the one that starred Hilary Swank. I definitely like the Jaden Smith version of Karate Kid better than those last two. So, like I said, it would not turn me off to see Jaden Smith. Is it needed? No, but if it's done correctly and would it add more flavor to the show, it probably would. I don't give a damn about that black or white Asian thing, whatever. If the show is good, it's good. I don't care if it's all white cast, all black cast. It don't matter. However they want to do it, as long as the storyline is good, as long as it doesn't seem to have some kind of blaring agenda, any kind of wokeness, which I have not seen the first hint of that, I'm cool with it. So The more the merrier.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Anzo.
Yes, sir. Would I mind? No, I wouldn't mind. They can bring him in. You know what I mean? I have no issues with that. The only thing is, they probably won't. And well, I mean, they could find a way to do it, but the reason why I say they won't is because in the Karate Kid, they actually mention no in I think it's Cobra Kai. One of the two. They mentioned Jackie Chan. So it's in Cobra Kai. They actually mentioned Jackie Chan's name in one of the episodes. That's what I read. Anyways, which means that Jackie Chan is an actor in that movie. So to bring him in as what's his name's mentor, kind of, it's a different. They just showed that it was different universe. Mm-hmm. Now I'm pretty sure there is some way that they could do it. They could just bring him back, say he was trained by someone else or something like that. But what I've noticed with Cobra Kai is that they stick to the movies and they're not really changing up like what happened in the past. So at the end of the day, I'm really thinking, no, he might not be in it, but I would like to see him in it because I'm not going to lie. I really liked that Karate Kid movie. I thought it was really good. I'm not a big fan of Jaden after that, but Jaden in that movie, his acting was good. The story was great, so I'm pretty sure they may figure out a way to bring him in. I think they'd have a better off chance bringing in Hilary Swank because her Karate Kid movies are basically connected to the original ones. So I think she would be the one to come in first. But I mean, hey, man, bring them all in. I don't care. You know what I mean? Let's see what there are in the futures, whatever. The person that trained Jaden in the Karate Kid, I don't think his name was Miyagi. So
no.
If his name wasn't Miyagi, totally different person, right? Okay,
yeah, and it was in China, right? So it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
So they can mention his name. You know what I mean? If they don't bring him in, they can mention his name. They could have Jaden in there and mention his name, that he was trained by this and that. The only thing is that Karate Kid with Jaden was more kung fu than karate. But at the end of the day, if you really want to bring him in, I think you can do it. I wouldn't mind seeing him come in at all. Like I said, I like when they do these connected the universes into old stories and stuff like that. I like when they do that. So if they do it right, I have no issues with it. Bring him in. I'm good with it. That's it.
Okay. All right. I agree with the fact that Will Smith is connected, that there's a good chance he'll come in, but I'm not going to say it's going to be as his character from the movie because, again, completely different. If you've mentioned Jackie Chan, it's going to be hard to differentiate that. Even if Jackie Chan isn't there, when you start mixing these things, you get into that wormhole of like if the old what was it, Saint Elsewhere, when it turned out to be in the snow globe of an autistic child. Well, then if you stopped and thought about it, how many crossovers that show had with other series, and it's like, so what? All of this is fake. I mean, and yeah, it's TV. Okay, so it's fake. But what we really were going with there is that all of this was in this child's mind. It's the same kind of thought. It's like then you really fuck with everything. But you could bring him in, make him somebody who opens up another dojo or something. You can write this in another character. That's fine. I'd be okay with that. But his character, I'm not sure. Now, again, they've done so well with this. I just don't see them doing bringing the character in. But again, Will Smith being involved in this, bringing his son in does not seem too far-fetched. So I could believe bringing his son in as a different character, but not as the character as he was in Karate Kid, the remake. But yeah, I'm okay with bringing everybody in, man. You've got such a great thing going here. And it's so, again, I've said it when we talked about this before, and I've said it on other people's streams about this. You've found this sweet spot you rarely find. What Disney Star Wars missed, which was giving new people a new time, new stuff happening that they can grasp onto, but enough that the old fans are going to grasp onto and watch that. There's those of us who watch the original movies that we want to see what happens between Johnny and Daniel. But the people who came in on it that are teenagers and stuff, they're interested in what's happening with Miguel and all these other people. And that's rare that you can do this and do it as well as they have. So anything that might screw with that idea, I don't see it happening. I think that if they bring Jaden in, it's going to be as a different character completely. But that's just how I see it. But we can continue talking about this. Who thinks that they would take a chance with what they're doing in this series and mix whatever? I mean, could they? Yeah, there's nothing that says it doesn't happen in the universe of the Karate Kid. It's just we know it's separate because different teacher, different student. There's nothing that says it isn't. It's just we were all kind of sold that it was a reboot, but they could do it.
I'm curious to see how Daniel is he going to share his secrets with Johnny, because I don't know if I would teach Johnny those techniques that old boy taught him when he went back to Okinawa. Those could be techniques that could be between life and death or winning a competition. I don't even know if they're legal or not. I don't know if I would share that information.
Well, here I don't think they are. I haven't.
They're not legal in a tournament. Those moves.
No. Because that wasn't a tournament that he was in Okinawa. That was
no. I'm saying,
yeah.
Is he going to teach his students that, or can they use those moves in the upcoming tournament? Because you know that Cobra Kai is going to do some dirty shit.
Yeah, but that's
different for self-defense, but not for the tournament.
The end game of this series, and my belief of this is the end game is for Johnny and Daniel to probably combine their dojos together at the end of it all. And they're going to bury their past and realize that Danny might realize they became a bit too cocky, thought he was a shit, and that instead of keeping Johnny down, I mean, I know Johnny's got his dojo and all that, but I think it's going to lead to they're going to bury the hatchet at the end of all this. I think they'll fight, but I think that...
I think Terry Silver is going to be a serious thorn in his side.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I love the idea to bring, Kreese back. I loved all of that. Again, this show just...
Kreese is he's too old. Every time I see him, man, I want to start laughing because I know he ain't doing that shit.
No, but hey, I love the idea, and it just blows my mind that they're doing this. I love it.
I'm like you, Chris. Bring them all in, man. You know what I mean? Bring in Jaden for a season or for the rest of it. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, you don't have to make it the same character, but you can bring him in. I mean, hell, why not? If they make him the same character, there's a lot of explaining to do. Bring Hilary Swank, there's no explaining to do. There's a connection between her and Daniel.
Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi. So I see them bringing him in as a different character. That's what I would see. Because
maybe they could do a cameo with him, maybe sitting in the audience looking at the tournament.
Well,
not
maybe
actually
that too.
involved.
Maybe that too.
That could work.
That could. All right, let's go to question number 3. Daredevil's. What?
I was telling Shifty Jism that Vader never physically killed Ahsoka. I don't know what you watching, bro. He didn't kill her.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know where that theory came out, but
everybody's telling him that, and he's like, "No, he did." But whatever.
No. Go back and watch it. He probably was going to kill her, but he didn't.
And that's when she realized that Anakin was
still in there.
Gone.
Yeah, gone. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Daredevil's Charlie Cox was seen on the set of Spider-Man 3. Would you like to see his Daredevil in this movie?
I want to go first on this one.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Danny.
Well, you are first, actually, because I was going to go down to you. So, there's the question. Here's the timer. And there's your 3 minutes. Time starts now.
I have been on other streams where people say that Ben Affleck is the superior Daredevil. I'm not. I like Ben Affleck as Daredevil. I think he's a superior Batman. But when it comes to Daredevil, Charlie Cox is the man. He was Daredevil even before he got the suit. The last episode of the first season when he actually got the suit, I thought that suit looked cooler. Well, I won't say necessarily cooler, but more realistic far as what I would see in the real world versus that other leather suit. I don't know where I would see a suit like that at. I don't even know anybody. I've never seen anything like that on the street. But that stuff like what Daredevil had on, I've seen that in military settings similar to it. The plating, the helmet style. Haven't seen it as with the pointy ears and stuff, but I've seen the gist of what something like that could become. So I definitely think Charlie Cox has a good understanding of Daredevil. It's not a lot of practical. It's a lot of practical effects to his power. You have to spend a lot of money with special effects, martial arts. The only thing you can spend money on special effects, more or less, would be the radar sense, and that's not terribly expensive. To see how detailed his radar sense could be, but the way they pull it off on Netflix was satisfactory to me. I definitely think that you're going to have to do a little bit more of, I guess, acrobatics and stuff to keep up with Spider-Man, so to speak. But for his agility and stuff, not the strength, but the agility and some of the speed. But I think Charlie Cox can pull it off. He is believable to me as Matt Murdock. I think Daredevil was the best superhero rendition that Netflix made out of the 4 that they did. Well, the 5 if you count Punisher. I think it's a win. Charlie Cox is not as well-known actor. I think he's a British actor, if I'm not mistaken. He's not as well-known. So they could get him, I think, at a reasonable price versus getting someone who is, they try to get Ben Affleck, they're going to pay through the nose. Because he's pretty much doing double duty. He'd be doing Marvel, Daredevil, and DCEU Batman. But I definitely think Charlie Cox is a good fit. He's familiar with the character. He's invested. He has done his due diligence as far as getting trained in martial arts, and I think it'll be an easy transition. So I'm all for Charlie Cox being Matt Murdock and joining Spider-Man. I would love to see him and Andrew Garfield work together if they decide to bring all 3 of those back on this next Spider-Man 3 multiverse, Spider-Verse, whatever they were talking about, if they even go on that route. So to me, I definitely think it's the right person, and I'm definitely ready to see him on Spider-Man 3.
All right. Nzo, how about you go next?
I will.
Go right ahead.
Absolutely not. As much as I did like the Daredevil, the first season anyways, I did not like that guy that played Daredevil. I thought his acting was so garbage. His fighting was okay, but the acting itself was just garbage. I did not feel his acting one bit. I understand why they're doing it, and if they're going to give him a little cameo or whatever, 10-minute scene, 20-minute scene, okay, fine, whatever. They're trying to connect their universes a little bit more with the multiverse and all that kind of crap. But this just scares me because that means they were talking about bringing back like the series, which is Luke Cage, Jessica Jones. And if they do that, then that means we're going to get the same guy that played Luke Cage. I didn't like him that played Luke Cage. We're going to get the same guy that played Iron Fist. I didn't like him either. Jessica Jones was, as an actress, she was okay. I didn't mind her. I just didn't like the series, Jessica Jones. So at the end of the day, man, it's kind of like, okay, so if you're going to do this, then that means you're going to bring back these same old characters, and I just don't want to see that. I don't think he's a strong enough actor to be sitting and having conversations with Tom Hardy. I just don't think it is. And I said this just the other night. It's like these TV actors are TV actors for a reason. It's because some of them can't carry or can't act good enough to be in a big high blockbuster movie. So we'll see. What I will do is I'll reserve my judgment until it comes out. But if you're asking me right now at this moment, doesn't mean a thing to me. Bring him in, don't bring him in, does not matter. The best thing I want to know is what the hell is going to happen in this movie with Peter and him being revealed as Spider-Man. Those are the things that concern me the most. So at the end of the day, I'm just hoping it's a little part, suppose maybe a court scene where he comes in, helps Peter in court. That's it. That's all. If they end up making him team up and fight and all that, I don't want to see that. Maybe give him a better suit too, because I thought the suit was okay, but I just wasn't feeling it too much. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I have faith in Marvel and what they've done so far. I know what they're doing. Like, if I can sit here and enjoy WandaVision, then I'm pretty sure that I can maybe enjoy what they're going to do with Spider-Man 3. So bring them in. Okay. Do I want to see it? No, I do not. That's it.
Okay. Ready?
You got a serious bias towards TV actors, boy.
He does.
I would love to see him. I think, we talk a lot about how TV actors don't make good movie stars, but I'm sorry, Chadwick Boseman, he started in TV, and he was a great actor. And there was another few too that
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Angela Bassett.
Thank you, Danny. Any more? Help me. Fire. So I think it would be great, not in a huge role where he would be donning the costume of Daredevil. I see him more like like Nzo said, in a role that he comes into the courtroom and he says, "I'm Matt Murdock." I'm his representative. Yeah,
Taraji P. Henson.
Okay, but they are good actors and actresses, though. They are good. They stood out in the shows that they were in. He does not.
He did. It was his personality. He that was the way he was. That was his personality that he had. That was his demeanor. That's his. Acting it wasn't bad. It was worse. Freaking what's his name? It was worse. It was the
guy that played Iron Fist. I agree with
that.
You.
Was freaking terrible.
That
was terrible. But you know what?
So
if they bring them in, bring them all in. Why not? Just connect the dots. Then you can kill Luke Cage and some calling of Galactic War when they bring back the Infinity Stones. You're hearing. And
I do not want to see that fucking Luke Cage ever again.
Oh my god! Oh my lord!
I do not want to see that guy's Luke Cage ever again.
You hate on a brother. Mm.
No, I just don't think he was a good Luke Cage.
I didn't like the show. Like, the first season was good, but I didn't like the show.
Mm-hmm.
So going back to Daredevil and Spider-Man 3, I think it would be a good cameo and a way to connect. What they're buying. They're going to have the rights. When is it, Chris, that they have the rights back from the Netflix? Already, they have it back already, don't they?
They do. They have it back already.
So I think so.
A way to reintroduce some of these characters, right? But I think they're not going to bring them all back because the fan base is really split, as you can see. That they like the Daredevil, that did well on Netflix, and they like the Punisher, it did well on Netflix. So, are we going to get to see that Punisher? I think we will, because the fans loved it. But Daredevil, if he comes in, it's going to be on a cameo, very minor role, and yeah, that's about it, man. But I think it'll be a good little plug-in.
You guys are smoking something.
Well, somebody on this panel smokes something. Yes,
I do.
I just drink my sugar and water.
You not like this. That brother was on point.
I don't like the first season.
Yeah. He was. The second and second season 2 was even better.
Mac would have made a better Luke Cage than he would have.
I ain't doubt that, but I'm saying this guy wasn't as bad as you think.
Nah, it's horrible.
All right. So I'll be all right with it. Here's the thing: if this is going into this Spider-Man 3, which is going to be split universes and all this other stuff we're hearing about. We don't even know how long he's going to be in. He can be in for 5 seconds. A TV actor can pull that off. But I've heard a lot of people say he does Daredevil justice. So I think that you can transfer somebody from TV. And again, it just depends on when you do it. And I think the best example Danny gave was Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks was a comedy guy, comedy. And then one day he says, if I keep up this, I'm never going to be an actor. I'm just going to be that same guy from the 80s that's from Bosom Buddies. And he took a step out. I can't remember what his first one was. Like, it might have been Forrest Gump. Well, it was right. Those all came like one after another. I mean, when people saw that he could pull that off, there was no stopping him. And I love the fact that even when he was doing those things, you know, Apollo 13, Philadelphia, Forrest Gump, he even took the time to go and do a crap movie that I personally loved to death, Joe versus the Volcano. Why? Because he wanted to say, look, I can still do this. I can still do a crap comedy movie. It's all right. But you got to find that place. And yes, some actors in TV go and become the next greatest actor. Others flop, have to go back to TV, and that's just how it is. This could be a great place to put him. You can limit how much time he's out there. It's an introduction to a character, so if it takes off, you can add it later on down the road. I don't see why you couldn't. And again, if he's on set right now, that movie sounds like if they throw it on the wall and it sticks, it goes. I mean, and I'm not saying it's going to be a bad movie. I don't know, but let me ask you this: what has Marvel done wrong? Like so bad you couldn't watch it. You say that. But wait, Danny, you got 2 episodes. Even Nzo gave Mandalorian a chance, and eventually came around to the point that, for the most part, he was okay with the series. Not, again, there's going to be times you don't like it. But what I mean is, overall, what have they done completely just, and especially in the movies, what have they done?
Thor 2, Iron Man
Was it so
3,
horrid? Was it just absolutely trash?
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
I don't think any of those are. I don't think any of those are trash. So I mean, it's whatever.
And I've heard several people, one person in particular, say that Captain Marvel was garbage and trash.
Captain Marvel was lackluster.
I understand. I heard somebody describe it to be trash. That's on this panel. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it was okay. It wasn't trash. I think. Go
ahead.
Iron Man 3 was trash. That's what I think. I think Iron Man 3 was trash.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
But yeah, they've had their trash movies.
I say missteps. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I would go with missteps more than
Iron Man 3. They just wanted to put Gwyneth Paltrow in the Iron Man suit just for a tease.
Again, yeah, I can buy that. I just think that you gotta take a step out somewhere, and this is a perfect introduction. You guys said it. Walk into a courtroom. He's sitting there. What the hell do I do? And this guy comes out of nowhere and says, "I'm representing him. I'm representing these people." And
yeah, he's in for a few minutes, and that's it.
And maybe again, you just tie his part into the TV series to start tying those into it. You say, "Oh, look, here he is. He is him." So these are all connected, and you don't even have to do more than that.
And it could be it can be a cameo appearance to reshoot his TV show that's coming back as well, right?
There you go, too.
But you see, that's the thing, right? Because
Daredevil's coming back.
It's supposed to. I believe they're talking about bringing back all of the Netflix shows back. So Daredevil, Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones.
Yeah,
And,
Kevin Feige said they're bringing them all back.
But you see, the thing for me is, shit, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, man.
It's okay. It's okay. I don't know, man. I like whatever. It is what it is. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. Because when those shows came out, we were like, oh, they're not really connected, but they are. You know, just like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., everybody says, oh, it's not connected, but it is kind of connected. It's just that they're not showing the connections. So if you bring him in, then it shows that 100% is connected. No one can say it's not anymore. But at the end of the day, like, all of the shows were connected in some way. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., in season 2, I believe it was connected directly to Civil War or Captain America 2, one of the shows. One of
people time out.
Why? First, I'm gonna say, David, I'm right there with you. Dark World, I like Dark World. I don't care what anybody says. I did like that one.
Yeah, I liked it too. All right. Well, let's just take this down. We'll go ahead and stop the screen. We have one other question that we're just gonna throw up there.
Yeah, this perky crapola crap.
It's not perky, man. That's a whole different type of movie, bro.
I ain't never heard of that before.
That's like at the bottom of my closet in the corner.
All right. So, and yeah, Peaky Blinders movie confirmed finals after the final season 6. Is this a good move or a bad move? Anybody want to start?
Chat. Anybody watch Peaky Blinders? Or am I the only one?
Well, I mean, I watched enough of it to get the idea of it, and then
straight
explain.
White Canadian TV show, there, buddy.
No, it's a UK
it's on
thing.
Netflix.
Yeah, and it's Netflix, but it's BBC, so it's BBC. UK. But
yeah, even worse.
Guy Scar explained it to me. Basically, it had like 3 or 4 seasons right up front. Took some time off, and it's coming back.
Right.
And they've got 2 more seasons to go. They're doing 5th season, 6th season, and then movie. I will say this. I think that if it's done right and it can put a book in and an end to the story, do it big, do it movie. Because you can put more money into it. The right people involved in it can make it a great finale. And instead of putting that time into, I assume it's probably like a 1 hour series.
Yeah, usually it's around 45 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, so 45 minutes. Instead of trying to shove a finale into 3 or 4 episodes or into 1 episode right at the end, throw it in a movie. You get 2 hours to tell everything you want to tell. Grandiose, go all out. I don't see an issue with it. I think X-Files, if they had done the second movie right, and the second movie in X-Files to me is more like a long, drawn-out episode. If they had done something more like what they tried to do in the reboot and bringing it back in the series they did, they had tried to actually focus all of that time they put into the series when it came back into a final movie, I think it would have played out better. End your game, play out everything you want to, finish it all up, wrap it up, and done. So I actually think it's probably a good move, especially with the following that it seems to have. So that's my opinion.
Yeah, it's a show like I was telling Nzo before we started the show. Like the first episode, a bunch of my friends were telling me about it, right? And the first episode actually took me, I think, was almost 3 weeks to watch because I kept watching it when I came home late from work and I would fall asleep watching it. But once I passed that first episode, I binge watched the shit out of it. And I had I believe 3 seasons on Netflix to watch, and I watched it. Not only that, I got my daughter to sit down and watch it, and she was hooked, and I watched it again with her. So it's something. And she even told me herself she preferred watching that over Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I just watched the trailer. Not interested.
What's it about?
It's a crime family, or not crime family, but it's like
Come on.
organized crime.
Yeah, after the First World War.
yeah, I mean,
It's based off true life events.
Yeah, not interesting.
I tell you, me and Nzo saw this movie called One Night in Miami. That show is going to fly under the radar because it should be Oscar nominated. Regina King directed it.
I agree.
I want to watch it.
That's on Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah,
Amazon.
it's on Prime.
Amazon?
Prime.
Okay, Prime. Yeah.
God, it is awesome.
Oh boy,
The guy that plays Malcolm X, I've never heard or seen him before, but
oh God, LDG.
Yeah, I think you gotta.
chat.
Yeah, I think you gotta highlight that for Danny.
what? Okay, listen, I'll give Ingrid credit. It deserves one thing. Something I am tired of seeing just unjustly given away to other already great movies, a reboot. Boy, I tell you, better be out on control. I can't time your ass out. I would. But I don't have a damn wrench. If I had a wrench, I'd fix you.
Yeah, but we don't time people out for that because that actually
The hell if I
screws with
won't.
a lot of things.
I don't give a shit.
Well,
About Endgame. Always fuck with somebody about Endgame.
Always.
that's all right. You're coming back. Invite him on your show for 5 minutes and throw him off.
I got a hell of a damn Phantom Zone too, boy. Boy.
Are we
All
back
right,
on
guys.
Monday, Danny?
I'm just trying to think of a category to talk about. I've been racking my brain all day.
All right, if I think of some, I'll let you know. If you guys think of something.
Yeah, we got time to think about it.
Mhm.
But guys, let's go around the panel and tell everybody about yourselves one more time. Nzo, we'll start with you again. Go ahead.
Yes, guys, Biggaford Entertainment. You know the channel. Later on tonight, we have the OOC. Next up will be Square One, and then the WandaVision Roundtable, episode 2. Then we're back for the Chaos Conversation, Chaos List, and the Rule of Three, guys. So do appreciate all the support you guys have been giving us. It's much appreciated. Chris, great show today. Good job.
Thank you.
Good
Appreciate
question.
it very much, man. All right, Geisker, go ahead.
Yep. Guys, got from the Basco scenario. You can catch me here. You can catch me Sundays on the WandaVision Roundtable. You can also catch me Tuesdays on the Chaos List. I just said that here. Is it Tuesday? No, it's Wednesday. Fuck. You catch me Tuesday on the Chaos List. Wednesdays, the Rule of Three, and then on the OOC. I'm fucking tired.
Now you know it. Now you know how we feel sometimes. It's like, okay, wait, Tuesday,
Where's
Monday,
my cue
Monday.
cards?
Yeah, exactly.
It used to be really screwed up when I did this on Sundays because Sundays it was the last show at the first of the week. It's like,
Oh man. Oof.
I think I think I came on after you changed it from Sunday, right?
no, you were around for a while. I was still on
For
Sunday.
Sunday, okay.
For a while, but as soon as I knew that Sundays can get tricky, so I like doing this on Wednesdays better. It works out really well for me. So, all right, guys, Danny, go ahead. Tell them you're back, man. Tell them you're back.
You know,
I am Danny, aka Comet Chat. I was going to take the month off, but due to something that came up unexpectedly, I am rested, I am re-energized, and I will definitely be back starting Monday. I have been sitting on the sideline, and sometimes, boy, that's a very hard thing to do, especially with this WandaVision shit. In fact, I'm going to do a WandaVision stream as soon as I get off of here, expressing my views and opinions, and I'm going to watch this show intently because I felt like I was really dumb, unintelligent, an idiot when I watched the show Sunday, and everybody on the show was like saying, "This shit is fire," and I was like,
I wouldn't say fire.
It
just makes me want to continue watching it.
Is my illness is overshadowing my judgment? Because I'm telling you, I was up Friday watching it, and I fell asleep like 3 or 4 times. There were sometimes y'all talking about a helicopter. I was like, "What the fuck? A helicopter? I ain't seen no damn helicopter."
Yeah.
I actually watched this shit about 6 times before I could actually stay awake. I seen the damn helicopter part, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm not.
Yeah, it's because you weren't
I
feeling.
swear to you, I'm not.
It's because you weren't feeling
I'm
well,
gonna say.
Danny. That's why I see it.
I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say on my streams. I'm gonna make and I'm gonna upload it tonight. What I'm gonna say about this. But I miss y'all guys. It's hard to stay away. I was talking to JJ earlier. I needed the break though because I was burning myself out. It started feeling like a damn job, and when this feels like a job, I know it's time to step away from it. So I have stepped away. I've recollected myself. I'm re-energized. I'm focused. In fact, today I sent Nzo 10 questions for square one. I've never done that before. Just coming out. So I'm ready to get back in it. So
and I was sitting there, I'm saying, Danny, we still have a few days. Something might come up in the few days. Let's say so.
Man, I was just watching. I was going between Get Up, First Take, Skip and Shannon, and shooting out questions. And I've never done that before, so I know that I'm ready to get back into it. Like I said, this show right here is something we created, and I really enjoy the show. I really enjoy it. I'm glad that Khaos Central now has the vanity tag. Chris was working really hard for that. I'm glad he's able to get that. And I'm just looking for bigger and better things. I'm very interested in seeing the Bosco scenario. What do you call it? The Khaos scenario? Is this the name of the show?
Wow, we haven't even told people about this, but I guess we can now. You're
I'm
back.
sorry. I'm sorry.
No. Don't be sorry, because I was waiting until you came back. You're back, so we can talk about this, guys.
I kind of troll the different DMs and listening and try to stay in the loop. But
so go ahead, Chris.
It sounds like something that's going to be very interesting. So I'm excited.
Before we do that, Geiscar. So here's the deal. Geiscar is a lifelong friend of Nzo. Danny and I kind of said, hey. You know, I asked Danny when he said he was going to take a break. I said, well, who would you like to take your place while you're gone? And he said, Geiscar. Nzo said, Geiscar. So I said, Geiscar, you want to come in? He's like, yeah, great. And the first show he was on, of course, Danny had to come in and say he was horrible and he was the worst person in the world.
I was like, I fucked that up really fast.
But Geiscar, I basically said, do you want to come in? Do you want to do a show on Khaos Central? And he said, yeah, I can. And he's like, let me think of something. I said, well, what was your channel going to be about? And tell him what you told me. Tell him what this idea is that you have.
So basically, you know, the Basco scenario is the channel. So when we were talking about a show name, I said, fuck, let's just make it the Khaos scenario. And my show was basically going to consist of scenarios that happen in real life, like we might see on the news, movies. Throw those scenarios out there and discuss what would you do in that situation? What would Danny do? What would Nzo do? Or what would the chat do? And discuss it and see what alternate timeline or alternate thing we can come up with, right? And, you know, I was going to throw in all types of scenarios. So, and I'm going to throw in all types of scenarios. So, and from all types of movies too. So, yeah. So it's gonna be fire. I think it's different, and I think the fact of having this opportunity with all you guys, and thank you for vouching for me. Like I told Chris, and I'm gonna say it to Danny here in front of everybody. I appreciate it. Nzo let me into the OOC, and the rest is history. It's kind of like his story, right? He came in and just grabbed the ball and ran with it. You know, I have my wife that ordered green screens because, you know, I'm leaving her alone, so she's happy with that. So it's awesome, right? As long as I buy her food, she's happy. So yeah, so it's all good. And again, from the bottom of my heart, guys, thank you so much. Thank you, chat. For me, this is fun, and it's also therapeutic for me to get me out of my regular routine of the day. And I think our show is going to be great. All of us combined together, I think we make a great chemistry. And yeah, thank you again. And tune in whenever we're going to put a time slot when we're going to do that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
We will be getting on to that. That's the new thing coming up. Again, some other stuff still coming up. But guys, thank you very much. Great show. I am Chris Knight. Real Review 3000, Khaos Central. Check everybody out here on the panel. All the people we do have on our different panels. Check everybody out, guys. It's what makes these shows great. And we'll be back, I guess, Saturday for Square One over on Comic Chat.
Oh yeah,
I'm assuming
I did hear last night too that we did a little small channel. And
Yeah, right.
You're the big King Daddy channel,
Right.
King Chris.
Right.
So
no, honestly, I find it funny.
Last time I checked, I was monetized too.
You are too, but you weren't there. You weren't there. So let's point that out. But wait, I'm gonna put this out there. What I mean is you'd be surprised how many channels are out there that have 300 or 400 subs that look up to people like you and me like we're this big thing. And I'm like, folks, we're not. No. We're monetized, but we're not this big thing. I mean, I'll show you the ledger that comes in, the pennies that come in from the hundreds of videos that I get.
I got my first check last week, and I was almost like dancing it, like yes, I got $200. Yeah, man, I've been on this shit for almost 2 years now. I just got my first check, so I'm just telling you, man, it ain't for the money.
I have gotten it down to where almost every other month I get a check. Sometimes I get close to getting a check every month, but it's still not.
These channels that's getting these checks every month, I'm commending you, boy, because it's hard work. I'm telling you.
Well, in order to do it, honestly, you got to drop everything else and dive into it. And the thing is
I can't do that.
I can't. I just can't. There's no way in hell that unless somebody wrote me a check to work doing this, that I could do that.
Those people that are living off of this, I commend you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do too.
You do a hell of a job, because it ain't nothing I could do.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. With that said, by the way, Danny, you got the three of you really quick. Stay on because Danny emailed me that song and as an MP3 format. Oh, I'm telling you, dude, this is just guys. You just don't know. You guys out there don't just.
I was goofing off. I'm telling you, I was goofing off. I was like, this shit here gonna be.
Dude,
somebody
you guys don't
this shit
know. You don't know. Everybody, thank you very much. Peace.